What's happening, guys? Welcome to today's show. As you can see, I've upgraded, different layout, much more professional, and I've got a lot of my beloved Arsenal memorabilia, a couple scarves, couple Arsenal stuff here, and my beloved Arsenal flag in the back. So we've upgraded the settings and we're still gonna bring good content for you guys. So Champions League preview today, guys. Inter Milan versus Manchester City in Istanbul tomorrow. I cannot wait. It's going to be epic. So I'm going to preview today's game and also give a little bit of transfer news and rumours. So first things first, Champions League. One of the biggest games in world football. Manchester City are the favourites. You know, they're just coming off an FA Cup win and a hard-fought FA Cup win against Manchester United this gone Saturday. In that game, they were fantastic. They weren't at their best, but they were fantastic. But I do think Inter Milan can take some things out of that game that can be encouraging. Haaland was quiet. De Bruyne wasn't quite at his best, but Gundogan stole the show with 2 goals. All of the spotlight, a lot of the spotlight is going to be on Haaland. But I do think the way Inter Milan play, the 3 centre-halves, that they can contain Haaland. I even think that they can contain De Bruyne. But that being said, City have so many good players like Grealish, Bernardo, Mahrez, Gundogan. Can they contain all of them? That is going to be the big test for this Inter Milan defence. But Manchester United played very well against them and they did cause them problems. They managed to contain them and they did cause them problems in the attacking part of the field, especially when Garnacho came on. When he came on, he did run riot for that short period of time. So there are things that Inter Milan can take out of that game and maybe use it against City. City will be overwhelming favourites. They are the best team in the world. They have the best players in the world. They've got the best manager in the world. But this is a final. And in a final, nervousness, anxiety, all of these things that all humans feel, especially in these big pressure situations. So this ain't a normal game of football. This ain't like in a Premier League game where they're going to go and face, I don't know, Nottingham Forest or whatever, or Arsenal, you know. This is Champions League final against Inter Milan. And Inter Milan, they're also on a quest for their own sort of treble, a cup treble. They've won the 2 Italian Cups in convincing fashion. So they've already bagged 2 trophies this season. So both teams are going to be seeking that treble. Inter Milan are present City with different problems. The fact that they play 2 strikers, that isn't something that Manchester City would have come up against a lot this season. It's going to be very interesting to see who Inzaghi starts out of Dzeko and Lukaku. Laturo's definitely going to play, but, you know, Dzeko and Lukaku, that's going to be the one. Lukaku is coming into very, very good form. He's younger than Dzeko. He's quicker than Dzeko. He can run. They're sort of similar strikers, but Lukaku runs more than Dzeko. He's quicker than Dzeko. He's stronger than Dzeko. He's got more youth than Dzeko. So it's going to be interesting to see who Inzaghi starts. That being said, Dzeko is such an accomplished finisher and so experienced. He's been in the game a long time, scored wherever he's been. So I think that Inzaghi's gonna do what brought him to the party. He ain't gonna change it. And he's gonna start with Dzeko and Laturo up front. Very good strike partnership. And he's going to give Lukaku 40 to 30 minutes to come on and make an impact. And that could be useful. When those Manchester City defence is getting a little bit tired, the last thing they want to do is see, bloody hell, here comes Lukaku coming off the bench. So I do think that Inzaghi is going to, that's the way he's going to go in terms of the strikers. I think that Dumfries, he's very important for Inter Milan. Can he contain Jack Grealish? And also, can he be potent going forward as he is? Dumfries is one of the best wing backs in world football. in my viewpoint. I think he's very underrated, and I think he's a fantastic footballer. He's a fantastic athlete. He defends so well. He has quality in the attacking portion of the pitch as well. And another Inter Milan player that has to have an exceptional game is Onana. Fantastic goalkeeper. Arsenal could have got him for free. He was banned for some drug issues. Inter Milan decided to wait for him. And what a goalkeeper they have. In my opinion, one of the top 5 goalkeepers on the planet, along with Alisson, Thibaut Courtois, Ederson, and maybe the likes of an Oblak. I think Onana is up there. I think he's a match-winning goalkeeper. Some of the saves he's pulled off this season have been literally match-saving, match-winning saves. He's amazing with his feet. He's an amazing shot stopper. He's a big presence in the middle of the goal. So I think Onana's he'll have a big part to say on the outcome of this football game. And if there's any position that you would say that Inter Milan are stronger than Manchester City, it is the goalkeeper. I think Onana is a better goalkeeper than Ederson. So I'm going to be watching tomorrow's game I'll be watching it in a boozer, in a pub, but I'm very pumped up. I'm very excited. I'm going to be watching it with great interest tomorrow's game. My heart wants Inter Milan to win. I think that Manchester City deserved the double so far. They were the best team in England. Premier League deserved, even though Arsenal bottled it. FA Cup deserved. But I do not want them to win the treble. And like I've said previously, Inter Milan from childhood has been my team in Italy. And I want Inter Milan to win the Champions League, to win this treble. So, there's going to be key battles tomorrow. Can De Bruyne be shackled? Can Gundogan be shackled? John Stones in that inverted role, the part that he's going to have to play. Rodri, how he detects the game. But then you look at Inter Milan, they have so much quality as well. Barella, fantastic young midfielder, dictates the game, so much energy. Mkhitaryan, will he play with his intelligence and his attacking know-how? The 2 strikers up front. This is a game I'm looking so forward to, and I think Inter Milan have been a little bit disrespected in the sense that a lot of the English sports media and pundits think that Manchester City have this in the bag. This is a final. Inter Milan have top players. Inter Milan have quality. They're all humans on that field at the end of the day, and they're going to be nervous and they're going to be anxious. If anything, there's more pressure on Manchester City reaching and losing a recent final to Chelsea. Inter Milan have not been in this position since 2010 when they beat Bayern Munich as the underdogs. So they weren't even expected to get to the final. They've already delivered 2 trophies this season. So it's already been a successful season for Inter Milan. They're in the Champions League next season. So on and off the field, it's been a successful campaign for Inter Milan. So can they finish it with a Champions League trophy? I hope so. So they're going to be going into this game feeling pressure, but maybe not as much as Manchester City. And pressure does strange things to people. So guys, like I've said previously, my predictions of late have been a little bit shit. I did predict that Fiorentina would beat West Ham, though I did think it was a 50-50 game and it would be a tight game as it ended up to be. But I was wrong in that prediction as well. So here's my prediction for the Champions League final. My head says Manchester City. My heart says Inter Milan. But I'm going to predict that Inter Milan are going to win this game. I don't know how, but I'm going to predict that Inter Milan are going to win. And Italian teams have always been well known in being able to tactically beat better teams than them. When you look at what Inter Milan did to Barcelona over 2 legs in 2010. beating them to get to the final, beating Van Gaal's Bayern Munich, a better team, in the final under Mourinho. Inzaghi's a very, very good coach, one of the best in the world, underrated, tactically very smart. So Italian teams have been doing this for years, beating teams that on paper are better than them. And I do think that Inter Milan will pull it off, or I hope so, for the sake of football. We all love an underdog story, so Inter Milan, please save football. Moving on to transfers. McAllister has completed his deal to Liverpool. Good signing for Liverpool. Fantastic midfielder. Very cheap. 35 to 40 million. Good business. They're going to need more if they're going to try and get back in the Champions League and try and catch City. Try and beat City to the Premier League title. Stopping them getting 4 in a row. Stopping the Premier League in the Farmers League. I do think Liverpool will be the closest challengers to Manchester City, because they have such an exceptional genius manager, Jurgen Klopp. Also, the fee has been agreed with Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund for Jude Bellingham to go to Madrid. Fantastic. Nothing officially has been put out yet, but the deal is getting ever closer, and that will be announced maybe today or in the coming days. Declan Rice to Arsenal. Well, he's just come off winning the Europa Conference League final with West Ham. The owner of West Ham, Mr. Sullivan, has come out and said that Declan Rice will definitely be leaving West Ham. That they promised that he could leave, and that is very good by the West Ham hierarchy. Declan Rice has been a fantastic servant to West Ham, a fantastic captain to West Ham. So, you know, they've kept their word to him. You know, he's served them. He's helped deliver them a major trophy, their first trophy in decades. And now they're going to let him go to try and better his career at a bigger club. Will that club be Arsenal? The links are getting ever stronger. If Arsenal do sign Declan Rice, it's going to be expensive. I do think the asking price is a bit much. 80, not, you know, if it's anything between 90 and 100 million is a bit much with a player with 1 year left on their contract. I think Arsenal are going to try and put a bid on the table for around 80 to 85 million. Hopefully West Ham accept and this deal moves smoothly and quickly so Arsenal can move on to their other transfer targets. Maybe the likes of Caicedo and other players that they might have their eye on. But Arsenal need to move quickly in the transfer window before other clubs like Chelsea come in and scupper deals. Harry Kane, is he going to go to Real Madrid? Well, I hope so. For him, for football, I would love to see Harry Kane in that Real Madrid team. Apparently news came out yesterday that Real Madrid are not willing to pay the asking price that Daniel Levy has put on Harry Kane. Upwards of 100 million and a little bit over. Harry Kane's turning 30 this year, next month. And, you know, listen, he's still, the way he plays, he's not a speed merchant. He uses his brain, he's intelligent, his movement. So I believe Harry Kane's going to have 5 years at the top. So any team that gets his services, they'll be sorted out, having one of the best number 9s for 5 years minimum, like Lewandowski, like Benzema. He can play on to those ages, and he looks after himself. So, but it's confusing. Daniel Levy, he's putting out mixed messages. He doesn't want to sell to a Premier League rival, but yet Real Madrid have come in. They want to buy him, not a Premier League rival, and he's being difficult. Bring the price down so he can go to Real Madrid. Because I don't think Real Madrid are willing to spend 100 million for Jude Bellingham, which they have, and they're willing to because Jude Bellingham is young. He's a teenager, he's going to have sell-on value, but they're not willing to do the same for Harry Kane, who's going to be 30 next month, and probably is going to have no sell-on value, especially not 100 million. So Daniel Levy has to be reasonable and stop giving out mixed messages. He doesn't want to sell to a Premier League rival, but yet when Real Madrid come in for him, he's being difficult, he's playing hardball. It's just completely dumb. That being said, will Manchester United come in for Harry Kane? Will Newcastle? It's going to be very interesting. I do think this is going to be an interesting transfer saga for Harry Kane this summer. But Harry Kane needs to grow some balls. He doesn't want to disrespect the club and the fans. He doesn't want to do things like go on strike. Apparently, he's been heavily involved with the Premier League, with the Tottenham kit launch, which is good, professional. But Harry Kane needs to say to Daniel Levy, listen, whether it's this summer or next summer that he's leaving, that he's not going to sign a new contract. So either sell him now, get some money, or you're going to have a player that will do his best but really doesn't want to be there for next season, but probably going to score a whole lot of goals like he always does, and then you're going to get rid of him for free. And he'll be around 31 next year on a free, but he will still be one of the best strikers in the world. And anyone who does acquire his services next year will be very lucky, whether that's Manchester United, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, whatever. But the way Harry Kane has to handle this situation without, as he might feel, disrespecting his football club, will be to say sternly and honestly that he will not be signing a new contract. And that will give Daniel Levy two choices: sell him now or get rid of him for free. Done. Just don't commit to the football club. No one's going to begrudge him. He's done his thing. He's served the football club well. He's their all-time top goal scorer. He's a legend at the club. He's a legend in the Premier League. This Premier League goal scoring record he's after, well, mate, I'm sorry, but the law of Real Madrid, mate, is better than breaking Shearer's record, mate. Champions League trophies, Super Cups, Club World Cups, La Ligas, Copa del Rey's, mate. Potentially winning trebles. Nah. So it's going to be very interesting. But that's how Harry Kane should handle this situation. Take the power, not sign a new contract. Now it's down to you, Daniel Levy. Alright guys, so this is going to end today's video. Champions League tomorrow. I'll be tuning in for that. I will be analysing post-match the game, giving my thoughts and my reactions. So guys, stay blessed. It's beautiful weather outside. Have a blessed day. Watch the Champions League final. And please guys, like the video, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you very soon for the next one. Peace.